Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update. Um, Very interesting weather scenario because we have smoke in the sky and we have thunderstorms. So, yesterday my wife asked me, she's like, "Is it going to rain? It looks dark," and there was nothing out there. And I said, "No, this is the smoke." So, this weekend it'll be tough sometimes to tell whether it's smoke clouds or if it's rain clouds because we have both in the skies. Now, this morning, I'll start with the radar. Oh, thank you, Margaret Parker. Yes, my wife got me this shirt for Father's Day. Very comfortable. I don't know what kind of material it is, but it is very cool. Um, so, satellite pictures sometimes will show you more about what's going to happen than a radar. And what you notice is notice the white little bumpy clouds, Traverse City, Cadillac to Grand Rapids. That's signs that actually at this time of the morning, the storms are developing a little bit, which is kind of rare. And then this is the radar that shows just that a little bit of an expansion of thunderstorm activity from north of Grand Rapids to around the Cadillac area. That will move to the east. That might be what turns into the thunderstorms this afternoon, which we have in the offing. Hey, let me back up and just give you just a general human scenario of what's going to happen in weather here through the weekend. I put a post up already this morning. Any one location, 95% of the time will be dry. So you say, oh, that sounds pretty good. 1, 2, 3 hours of thunderstorms, and we are in our severe weather season with a severe weather setup. So you could have 1 to 2 to 3 hours of thunderstorms, and 10 to 15 minutes of those could be very hairy to dangerous. So we'll keep an eye on all that stuff for you. So getting into that, the Storm Prediction Center says that the most severe activity this afternoon and this evening will be to our south in Illinois and Indiana. They've got a chance of tornadoes, 30% chance of significant winds, and 15% chance of very large hail. But you'll notice that the southern half of Michigan is in that brown, giving us a 5% chance of isolated severe storm and a wind gust and a 5% chance of large hail, too. Hey, I forgot to talk to people here. Hey, good morning, Frank Melky. Carl Yo, good morning. Raining in Lenox right now. And Susie McIntosh, good morning to you. James Jackson, how high in the atmosphere does this smoke go? It goes all the way up to the top of the weather atmosphere, which is the tropopause, top of the troposphere. So that would be 50,000 feet up or so. All right, high resolution rapid refresh radar forecast. And a lot of the models indicating that we're going to get a line of thunderstorms developing this afternoon across Michigan. Hold on, I got a whirligig. There we go. Okay, so this is noon. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3 o'clock. I'm sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So sometime in the late afternoon or early evening, a clump of thunderstorms that could be severe, expected to develop Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, head toward Lansing, and late in the evening, head toward Saginaw and Flint. And at that time, as you get toward 11 and midnight, they tend to weaken and just turn into just a general nice lightning show as you go to bed. Now, we'll carry that out. This is the North American model. This is a different model, and this is the rendition it has. Now, this is this evening, so it's a little more aggressive with a line of thunderstorms this evening and then a second line overnight. So it would say we'd have more of a wet night in the Northeast and in the Saginaw Valley. Wherever we can get it, we'll certainly still take it because we're working on the dry conditions. Then we go through Friday, and it shows us as dry And then we go to Saturday, some scattered thunder showers. Good morning, Kathleen Weber from Grand Rapids. And good morning from Gobles. Not sure where Gobles is. Where's Gobles, Tammy Healy? Here is the European model. So we go out into the weekend. And again, general scenario from a human being, me on the weekend. Clump of thunderstorms tonight. Maybe a clump of thunderstorms Friday afternoon or evening. Saturday looks fairly dry. Sunday afternoon and evening, southern part of the state, clump of thunderstorms. And then Monday and the 4th, right now, look dry. But it's a pattern where we got to kind of take each day one day at a time. So here's your European model, and this is the overnight. So it wants to show that there are thunderstorms in the east and southeast part of the state overnight. And then this is tomorrow afternoon and evening. It wants to bring the thunderstorm complex across Indiana and Ohio, maybe into southern Michigan late in Friday evening. This is Saturday midday. Wants to say mostly dry aside from an isolated thunder shower. Hey, Tim Nosek, and good morning, Dearborn. Okay, Tammy Healy says Goble is between Allegan and Pawpaw. Gotcha. Now, this is Sunday afternoon and evening, so the thunderstorms persistent to our south and creeping into the southern third of the state late Sunday. And then we go into Monday, and it looks fairly quiet, and we go into the 4th. This is midday on the 4th. What that is right there, midday on the 4th, is classic sunny, very warm to hot, light wind, summer weather in Michigan. Asterisk on that. There could be still smoke in the sky, but maybe it'll be less with the storms we've had around. And then we go into Wednesday, and our next real weather feature that I can pin a rain on is this cold front coming through late next week. Should bring a pretty good round of thunderstorms and then cool us down after that. Here is the total precip, over the next 10 days. Let's go out. And it has rain in the southern half of the state and the eastern half, 1 to 2 inches. Now, bear in mind, this model is not great at forecasting the intense thunderstorms. So when you have an overall 1 to 2 inch pattern over the next 10 days, you'll have spots with 2 to 3 to 4 inches. And you can see it as you go to the south into Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Very dry there, and they are going to get the heavier rains, averaging 2 to 3 inches with heavier amounts than that. Highs today: Saginaw to Grand Rapids to Flint to Lansing, Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor, Detroit. We're pretty warm, 85 to 87. North, Traverse City to the Mackinac Bridge, 75 to 80. Tomorrow, hot, almost center part of the state, low 90s to around 90. Rest of the state, rest of lower Michigan, mid to upper 80s. Saturday, 85 to 90. Sunday, depends on where the clouds and thunderstorms are and when those happen. So this model is indicating a little bit cooler on Sunday in the south because of thunderstorms. Adam Hunt, good morning, Mark. How's the wind looking for boating on Higgins Lake today? Should be pretty good. There really isn't much of a wind pattern at all in the next 4 or 5 days. So you should be pretty good. Just watch the sky, and it's tough to tell if it's smoke or if it's storms. So you'll probably have to have a radar app open on your phone. This is Monday, upper 80s. This is 4th of July. So 4th of July, I showed you light wind, sunshine, smoke in the air, and I would call it 89 to 93 degrees all across Michigan, including the Yoopers. Wednesday, in the 90s ahead of the cold front. That makes sense to me. Thursday, the cold front's starting to come through, so it'll be hot and humid ahead of it, cooler behind it. And then next Friday, down into the 70s and 80s, and next Saturday, 70s and 80s. Pretty far out to believe an exact numerical number, but just shows you what's going on. So I got my work ahead of me. Short term, I'm going to take it a day at a time. This afternoon and this evening, I do expect thunderstorms to develop. They could be severe, probably not what I would call a widespread severe weather outbreak, but I do have to watch it at this time of the year because that does happen. Storms do kind of get themselves going and they last for an hour or two. And this is something that the Storm Prediction Center will often miss in Michigan because it's not a widespread, large scale weather pattern type thing. So we'll keep you updated on that. You stay safe if you're camping or boating. Just, make sure you keep in touch with the weather because it should be, like I said, 95% of the weekend should be great. 5% could be quite dangerous. So we'll keep you updated. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update.